Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode for Series 3. Um, we've already had Bonita Hibils and Shamia Lily from Australia. We've now got Chris Hart.
Hello, how you doing?
So Chris, do you want to sort of give a little bit about yourself before we get into it?
Yeah, I am a singer-songwriter. I'm from America, and I moved to London uh, a little over a year ago. And over the course of that year, I wrote and recorded my very first album called Anywhere, which is out now. Um, and yeah, it's all about the kind of mixed feelings that came along with that move. You know, there's a lot of excitement, but also a lot of guilt and anxiety, and yeah, it just kind of weaves back and forth through all those feelings. And yeah, it's out now, and it's really weird to say that, but here it is. Um, and yeah, that's really kind of all about me, at least for the purposes of today. I could tell you a whole lot more about me, but yeah, I think that's about as much as we need to know here.
And whereabouts from America?
From Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, nice, nice. So as you in previous episodes, we've had an artist from Chicago, we've had an
Oh,
artist from LA slash New York.
hmm,
Um, so yeah, we've now had someone from Atlanta.
yeah, getting
We're,
all
we're s-
getting all the major metro areas now.
yeah, slowly and steadily. Um, so just before we dive in about your album, which of course amazing work. I've had a listen. I've reviewed a few of the songs. I've had a listen to all of them. Absolutely love the album.
Thank you.
Just some sort of generic questions to warm you up.
Sure.
Uh, so, what is your favorite song that you've written so far?
My favorite song that I've written is a tie. They're both on the album. It's either Dead Batteries or Flowers on the Highway. I think those are kind of my best, like where I really had like a good strong like metaphor throughout the song. I feel like the writing and the production went really well hand in hand, but um, yeah, especially Flowers on the Highway, I think is my favorite. It's also my favorite to perform live because I get like a good crowd participation thing going at the end. Um, but yeah, I think that's my favorite song that I've written. Um, and I'm not sure because it's kind of at the end of the album if it's going to get like as many like plays or whatever as some of the other ones have, but that's the one I'm most proud of so far. I think it's a great song.
I mean, people can build up to it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a reward for not that my album is a slog to get through. It's only 8 songs, but yeah, I think it's a really great tune, as well as the other ones are. But that's my
Yeah.
my favorite one.
Oh, nice. And you're talking about song to perform. Which one is your favorite? Is it the one of those that you mentioned, or is it?
Yeah, Flowers on the Highway is currently my favorite one to perform. Um, just because I really like the crowd participation thing at the end that I get to do, and then um, I really love playing Little Ways live
Mm.
because it's an easier song for me to play and sing because it's quite simple for me at least.
Yeah.
And then Anywhere, the title track usually goes pretty well too because people love that little guitar thing, and it's
Yeah.
it's a very fun one. Like my bandmates always really like playing it and stuff like that. It's a fun one.
Yeah. No, it's quite funny that you mentioned that because I've been playing your music to people just randomly, and a lot of the music which because I'm every time that I have an artist on here, I play them the music and stuff
Yeah,
beforehand, just to get their opinions as well. And like my music taste is Ed Sheeran and sort of like that sort of poppy,
sure.
folky kind of. So immediately, when people hear that about me, they're just like, "Oh, you've got bad music taste." But I've shown them your music, and they're just like, "Oh, I love the guitars, I love the vocals, I love everything." So yeah, props to you, man. Like,
Thanks, man. Thank you for spreading the word. Appreciate
yeah.
it.
Well, people that don't know you, they're immediately just, "Oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy?"
Yeah,
So
thanks,
yeah,
dude.
no, you've done really well on that album.
Thank you, man. I
Um,
really appreciate that.
so what because of course you came from Atlanta, you're now in London.
Mhm.
Uh, who who inspired you to A, make music, and who sort of inspired you to move across the entire side of the world to come and join us over here in London?
Well, those are, I guess, they're kind of the same person. I mean, like I've been playing music for forever. Like I've been a guitar player first. Like I started playing guitar when I was, I think, 9 years old, and then I have just been playing since then. And then over that time, I also got really into drums when I was in school. Um, I was in like the I was in like the jazz band in high school, like secondary school for you guys, and but then when I went to uni, I couldn't bring a drum set with me, so I got like back into guitar, and then it's kind of been like that ever since. And I picked up playing bass as well. So I had all the tools to kind of make my own music. Um, I started making music in during COVID, like lockdown, just because like, what else was I going to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and then uh, yeah, my wife Katie, she's the one who always pushes me to do anything really, but she's for forever has been like you should write music, you should put it out, you should play more. And um I wish I would have taken her advice like 5 years sooner than when I actually started, just so I would have had like more of a better, head start on things. But um yeah, she's always been the one that kind of pushed me to do stuff, and then I just need like a nudge in the right direction, and then I'll take off with it and then start doing it. But um yeah, it was that, and then same thing for the move. She was the one. She got a really good job opportunity that allowed us to move pretty much anywhere in Europe. Um so I mean, like in America, everyone's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'd love to go live in Rome or Paris or whatever," and like, yeah, like definitely that would have been great. But me being a musician and she's a photographer, like an event photographer, so for ease of getting gigs, we figured it'd be easier if we were here to speak English and do that kind of thing. So and also this is the place to be anyway in London if you're on this side of the world. So yeah, so yeah, it would have been her
Yeah.
for both. I mean, like I got into music from a young age from like friends. Like I had a really good friend when I was a kid who lived down the street from me who was a musician. He was a year older than me,
Yeah.
so I was like, this is the coolest kid ever, you know? And his I think his dad was in a band, and so they always had musical instruments around the house. And um, I started playing guitar kind of like at his house, and I picked it up really easily. So I wanted to do it, and then my mom and dad got me like one of those like starter guitar kits,
Yeah.
like electric guitar, and then yeah, man, it was just off to the races from there. I really, really enjoyed it. The game Guitar Hero, I don't know if you remember that game.
Yep.
That did like a lot of work for me, honestly, because I picked it up like really easily. Um, and like the mechanics of like the right hand left hand kind of relationship came very naturally to me.
Yeah.
And honestly, playing that game, like it got me better like at dexterity stuff for playing, and then also just there's so much music, like a different
Mm.
a wide variety of music on that game, and all in like all the games, so I just
Yeah.
got exposed to a lot of music. And my mom really liked music. She always played stuff in the car on the way like to and from school. So yeah, at an early age, it was definitely like my parents, specifically my mom, was always really into good music. And then um, yeah, and then just getting older, I
Mm.
kind of just got into more stuff. I got into jazz in high school and R&B when I was in college, and but yeah, I mean, I was always playing rock. My
Yeah.
brother had really good taste in music as well, so like yeah, it was just all influences from my family that got me started.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and that's kind of gives you a strong foundation as well
Definitely,
in your
yeah.
career. And also, props to Katie as well, because I
Mhm.
met you in person
Yeah,
at the gig at the start of May of 2025, where our mate Luke was
yeah,
playing at the gig, and Katie was there taking pictures for Luke, and got some. I saw some of the pictures on Instagram. Really, really good.
yeah. She's
So
great
if anyone needs an event photographer, definitely check out Katie,
for sure.
because
Katie
those
Hart photo.
photos, yeah, those photos were incredible.
Yeah,
I'll put her Instagram uh, li link, her Instagram
yeah. The
Handle,
handle.
handle. That's it.
Yeah.
In the description. So definitely go check out Katie.
Yeah.
Um, but going back to the generic questions,
Sure.
if you wanted to re-record any song as a cover, which would you choose? So in the big wide world of all of music.
Okay. Um, there's two that I like. So I play the Fleetwood Mac song Dreams in my live sets a lot. I love
Classic.
that's like my one of my like all-time favorite songs. I think it's like just a perfect song. And I really like singing it, and I've played it live like on my own and with a band, and I think it would sound good, you know. It's just a great song. Um I also do kind of like a country-esque kind of like rock version of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
Oh,
There's a video of it on my YouTube from a concert that I did back in Atlanta in February. Um and that one I think would be cool to do as a cover as well. Um but yeah, man, I like you could name like any song from the 70s, like I would take it and try to do my own version of it.
nice. Yeah, I mean, Dreams is just a classic by Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
That's just a classic. You can't. Yeah, that's just incredible. And that's actually a second Fleetwood Mac song we've had as an answer. The other one
Yeah.
is The Chain.
Sure.
We've had that. And also, like, I went to a gig not too long ago. A mate of mine, B Mayo,
Mhm.
she did her own. She does soul and funk as her
Okay.
sort of genres, and she did a version of Staying Alive.
Yeah.
And there's just so many different genres which you could. It's of course a disco song. It's always going to be a disco song,
Yeah.
but you can chuck it into so many different genres. As you're saying, rock.
Yeah.
She did a sort of a funk version. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, dude. It's
such a good song.
that's a again like just kind of like undeniably good song.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I did that one. I did that live a few times here, and then like I was playing with a band back in Atlanta for that show, and I was, lucky enough to play with a band that has like two, well, three actually. The drummer, the guitar player and the bass player all are like really good singers. So we were doing like the harmonies and stuff like that. It sounded great. Um, so
Uh,
yeah, that was a lot of fun.
you gotta love a live set where you can have those harmonies and everything just going.
Yeah, dude, it's the
Uh,
it's the best.
uh. Um, so now going a little bit deeper into your music and you as an artist and everything like that.
Sure.
So on my little deep dive of going through articles about you and your
Oh
Instagram and
no.
everything and your website, um, I've seen a few things about being compared to legends like, as we mentioned, Fleetwood Mac, Tom
Okay.
Petty, and Beach
Yeah.
Boys in your music. What your obvious? How does it feel to be compared with them while trying to keep yourself in sort of the modern era of music?
Um. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think that when they're comparing me to them, it's because they ask me like, "What do you think you sound like?" or "Who are you inspired by?" So yeah, like, but yeah, I mean, that is kind of the music that I try to make. I think the way that I kind of reference that music is that my songs, production wise, are filled with harmonies.
Mm.
Um, it's like my favorite part of music. I love the way that voices sound together, the way that they fill up the space, and how like backgrounds vocals can kind of like weave in and out to support and then play something different to the lead. And I think those bands, like especially like the Beach Boys and Fleetwood Mac, especially like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, like that kind of thing, where it's just like it makes it so the music doesn't have to be super complicated, and it's just there's just something about it where it really like lifts your spirits to hear it, to me at least, like when you hear like a really beautiful harmony kind of thing in a song. um but yeah, I mean, like, I think a lot of my in order to like, I don't really try to keep it modern. I think I do, because that's just the music that I really like, and I'm not trying to copy anybody, but it is just what I draw on the most. But I have little bits of songs that sound a little bit more like indie rock have a bit more of that. Like Little Ways, for example, is a lot more just kind of like a straightforward like indie pop rock tune. There's no swing to it or anything like a lot of the other songs.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's funny because this whole album I tried not to Dead Batteries as well. It's kind of more just like a straightforward thing, but yeah, I tried not to do too much modern stuff on this album. I really was big on trying to keep this to be able to be replicated in like a live setting.
Yeah.
So it's mainly just it's guitars and it's guitars, bass, drum kit, and then if I have keyboards or anything like that, it's just like a piano or an organ or like a Rhodes or like a Wurlitzer or
Yeah.
something like that. I didn't really do any synthesizers or anything like this. I didn't want it to sound like new age, or I didn't really want it to be any like I didn't want any like 80s music in there at all. I
Yeah.
was mainly like it was like 70s stuff. I wanted like 60s like doo-wop harmonies, stuff like that. Um but yeah, con- I think the contemporary aspect of my music is maybe like more so the lyrics.
Yeah.
Um because it's more of that a lot of the songs are very like personal and it's more so um kind of conversational music sometimes things with like dead batteries and like Rain and also are very kind of more so, like very specific. Whereas like music from the 70s was a little bit more I don't want to say vague, but a little bit more mysterious.
Avant-garde. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
they're like lyrically it was a lot more about like concepts than like
Yeah.
specific stuff. Whereas like today's singer-songwriters like Phoebe Bridgers, Lizzie
Yeah.
McAlpine, where it's like very, very specific lyrics.
Yeah.
So that I think is the more contemporary aspect of what's on this album, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. And as you said, singer-songwriters now, there's kind of those singer-songwriters of, as you said, Phoebe Bridgers. I keep mentioning Taylor Swift. She keeps coming up in these
Sure.
interviews, but she's one of them.
Yeah.
Even Adele and other singers like that, and they're all. It's not concepts, as you said. It's a specific theme in each song
Yeah.
that you can very much hear in the lyrics. And I suppose, as you said, it is that kind of. That's the modern theme now. That's how songs are
Yeah.
modernized. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously you've migrated over here to the UK.
Hmm.
Um, not sure it's the best time to be in the UK at the moment with cost of living and all this. I suppose it's not much better in the US with Trump at the moment. But
Yeah. No, it's definitely I'm happy to be over here right now, actually.
um, but how do you find it, regardless of the politics and the political landscapes, which in both countries at the moment are just
Yeah.
chaotic? How does it? How have you found the music scenes to be different in the UK and US?
Yeah, I think the main difference here is that it's bigger. Like
Hmm.
there's way, way more places to play. Like back at home, there's like three open mics in Atlanta that are like like regular occurrences and that a lot of people go to. And I was a big part of one of them in particular is where like I had like all my friends. I met so many super talented musicians there. And it was a real community. We had like, like 50, 60 people that like you go to this like an open mic or whatever, and it's like you're gonna run into 20 of your friends. And that was really, really special. And then here it's like everything is there's an abundance of music stuff, um, which is good. It has its benefits and its drawbacks. The good thing is that you always have a chance to play somewhere, um, but the problem is that it's not always a good place to play. Like you could. It took me a while when I first got here to find the kind of places that I wanted to return to,
Yeah,
and like promoters that I wanted to work with again and stuff like that. Because there's so much, and I think that one of the main differences I've seen, it's mostly just in London specifically, but I think that live music is so common here that a lot of general people who are like not really music fans or whatever don't really care when there's a musician around.
yeah,
And whether it's original stuff or like cover songs like pub gigs and things like that, like the audience well, just like they'll like stand right in front of you and just talk while you're playing, and
Yep.
like, and I've seen it happen at like gigs, not even just me playing, but like I went to a show at Strong Room in Shoreditch,
Yeah.
and people had to like pay tickets for this band, and I went, and like like people would just come in, stand right in front of the stage, and like the band is playing, and they're just chatting and laughing and stuff, and that drives me crazy because it's like, why did you pay tickets to come here? You could have just stayed at home and done this. It's just, and every musician I talked to hates it, like because I asked them because it really took me off guard when I first got here. I was like, is
Yeah.
this normal? And everyone's like, no, it sucks as a musician, obviously,
Yeah.
um,
I
but
feel
yeah, it's like,
like, yeah, I feel like the music scene in London, especially, is so oversaturated.
yeah, yeah,
It's
and
it's that kind of thing where you can literally go around the corner and there's live music.
exactly. And it's like
Yeah.
I'm not complaining because I really, really love
Mm.
how often I've done so many gigs here in the past like year and 2, 3 months. Like I've like way more than I ever did in Atlanta, and it's made me a better musician just from doing the reps and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean it's just the abundance because it's like to you it's like, oh, I have a gig in this pub or whatever, but then to whatever geezer's in there is
It's
like, oh,
whatever.
I've been coming to this pub every day after work for 10 years, and there just
Yeah.
happens to be a band, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
change what I'm about. That you're
Yeah.
good, and that's fine. Because why?
Yeah.
Because why should they? But yeah, it's just that was something to get used to. But I think any opportunity to play is just another rep in the tank, and it just makes you better. And you have to be like a good musician, you have to play to crazy sold out rooms, and you have to play to empty rooms, and you have to play to people who aren't paying attention or paying very close attention, which is also nerve wracking. Um, yeah, you have to get that whole
Mm.
spectrum of performing, or else something will catch you off guard and it'll freak you out on stage. But you have to get that out while you're coming up.
Yeah. And I have to say that there are some events, open mics as well. There's some open mics which you can go to, which you know for a fact when you go there, you're not having those people talking over you because everyone
Yeah,
that's going there is there to see live music, whether or not they know the person or don't know the person. They're just there to see live music. It's the
yeah,
same thing with So Far Sounds,
yep,
incredible company that like literally you go in there if your phone is on and it rings, you're out.
yeah,
It's like no, you're here. You're literally here to see the music. You're not here to record them or anything else. You're just here to sit, watch, listen, have a good night of live music.
yeah,
And it's just, and again, like I think when I was walking around with the camera and stuff at my gig in May, I don't think I saw many people um, talking and on their phones and stuff
yeah.
like that, which is great. I mean, it's useful having musicians like Luke and Sam and Gigi who got the
Mhm.
crowds up and enjoying,
Yeah, definitely.
which is useful. Um, but anyway, back to you and your music. Um, as we mentioned beforehand, you've released your first album.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Called Anywhere, and it released on your birthday.
Yeah.
So happy belated birthday as well.
Thank you.
You definitely won't miss the anniversary of that album anytime soon.
No.
Um, so how does it feel to get basically through your first project? And is there any parts where you look back on it with pride, or any part where you look back and say, "Oh, I maybe wanted to spend a bit more time on that"?
It feels great. It feels very. It's weird. It's a very relieving thing because it's all I've been thinking about for the past like 6 months, especially is when I was really honed in on the production and stuff. Um, and really just trying to finish it, and then like I was releasing like one song at a time for a little while as well, like put out like 6 singles essentially before the album came out. So now that it's done, it's weird. Like the second it came out, like on the day of my birthday, I woke up and I just like wasn't worried about it anymore.
Mm,
I was like, whatever happens, happens. If people listen to it, great. If they don't, whatever. Like I put it out, and I'm gonna do my best to promote it and stuff like that. But um, yeah, no, it feels very good to be done with it, and to have like I wanted when I set out to do this because I came to London with 4 of the songs written, and then when I got here, I just started writing again because I was, it's a whole new place, new experiences. It brought out a lot of emotions in me. So I started writing, and then there was, four more songs, and I was like, well, that's an album. Like no one's waiting on me to
Yep.
release single after single, so I might as well just try to do this and just say like this is my album. I always think it's really cool when
Mm.
people like like indie artists or whatever like my album is out or whatever because
Yeah.
um so yeah I'm very yeah I'm very proud of it. There's certain bits that because I recorded it and mixed it and mastered it myself and all this thing. It was very just because I didn't have a job yet when I was working on it, and to save up money to like get like one song
Yeah.
recorded and one song mixed is fine, but to do eight was
It's a
it
nightmare.
would have cost me thousands of dollars
Yep.
or thousands of pounds. So I just couldn't do it. So I was like, I'm just gonna do this myself and hope for the best. And um so that would be the only thing is like I would have loved to have like been in a studio with somebody and bounce ideas off of somebody else and get it professionally mixed and mastered by somebody else. Like I had one song get mixed by my friend Charles Henry Volk. He's a really good mix engineer, and he's mixing my next song right now. And that was Rain. But everything else I did myself. And yeah, like that. I would have liked to, been in a recording studio and get all that kind of thing. But at the same time, I'm really proud that I got it to sound as good as it does by myself.
Yeah.
In my room. Like I didn't record it anywhere special. I recorded it in here essentially, just kind of
Yeah.
like yeah. So all the guitars and the bass playing is all just me and yeah, it's yeah, there's nothing I would have done differently. Like like with
Mm.
what I had available to myself, I think I did it as well as I could have done.
No, and as people will be able to hear when we listen to songs later on, like you did a really good job mixing and
Thank you.
mastering them and like recording all the instrumentation. Like they really came out really, really polished and really, really like clear when you want to listen to them and just enjoy the tracks. So yeah, you did really well.
Thank you.
Um, so you've recently been doing a lot of gigs, as you mentioned. One of them,
Yeah.
which I saw on your Instagram, is doing gigs to raise money for War Child UK.
Yeah.
So whereabouts you've been performing, and and also why that charity? And did you reach out to them, or did they reach out to you? Or
Yeah, so they reached out to me through a promotion company called Hotbox. Um they do this war child charity fundraiser. I think it's every year. I don't know if it's throughout the year. I think it's mostly during the summer. Um but yeah, they reached out to me. I had done a gig with them already, and then they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be a part of this thing to like go to the soundstage and shoot a concert and then I have it available for like the donations for people to watch and all that type of thing. But yeah, I mean, it just seemed like it seemed like a great cause, and um, as an opportunity for me to just get more FaceTime with the promotion company that I really like as well because I like doing gigs with them. Um, but yeah, it's nice to be able to also do like a charity thing where you're not just asking for money. Like
yeah,
you can kind of provide something, and especially for like my family back home who never get to see me play,
yeah,
because I'm here. Like to have like a concert film that they can just watch, whenever they want,
that
if they
yeah,
want to, is
that's special.
is yeah,
Yeah,
that's really good.
yeah.
Um,
What's special as well, because of course all goes through the charity. It all goes to a good cause afterwards as well.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, that's really special. Also, the fact that they wanted you and reached out to you, that was really good.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
been cool. It's been a really interesting thing to do, and like I think the timing of it is a lot as well because it was like it came out just before the album came out, like just before my birthday. Like my head's been like spinning for all this stuff for the past like week. Like this weekend, I worked last night at a wedding gig, like I said, but for the most part, I've been kind of like disconnected for the past few days since the album came out. And then tomorrow, I'm kind of like back into it. I'm gonna start making, TikTok
yeah.
videos and stuff to try to see if I can get more people to
Well,
listen.
well, hopefully this is going somewhat painlessly for you, so you
Oh
could
no, no,
keep
this is
talking.
fine. This is fine. Yeah, yeah, this is great.
Um, so of course we mentioned about the difference between US and UK music scenes.
Hmm.
Um, how does it feel? Of course, you said you were writing already in the US before you moved here.
Yeah.
How's your perception of writing and performing and everything? We sort of touched on a bit,
Hmm.
but maybe more about the writing when you were over there compared to writing over here and the experiences.
Well, I think that the writing portion feels about the same for me. Like my process is still the same.
Mm.
Um, I'm very like I have like ideas will come to me and I have to write them down instantly, you know, and I have like a notes app full of, you know, couplets and little rhyming ideas and stuff like that that I draw on for stuff. Every once in a while, like I'll start a song just by playing guitar most of the time, and then um, I'll start humming, and then if I have like a good humming melody going on, then I'll start just kind of like singing words and things like that. And then when I get stuck, I'll kind of consult that little notes app full of stuff. But yeah, it's been the same writing wise. Like if I get an idea and it's a good idea, I have to like stop what I'm doing and
Yeah,
sit down with my guitar and like I had to finish the song, like or at least in sense that there's like a skeleton of it. Like I have a verse, chorus, you know, maybe a bridge, like that kind of thing, because I want the idea to be fleshed out. Because it's for me, it's very hard to kind of step away from it and then get back, you know, in the zone, so to speak. Um, so yeah, and that's how I wrote back in Atlanta as well. Although that was it took me a few songs to get there. Like, because I used to kind of like write a little bit and then go do something else, and then the next day come and write a little bit. But it's more of a painstaking process, and it takes a lot longer. So, I kind of treat it. I always say I treat it like homework. Whereas, like if I have the idea, like I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to sit down
mm,
and finish this like it's an assignment, and then kind of keep it going. And that's just the best way for me to actually just finish my ideas because I have ADHD. Like I'm always thinking about other things and doing chores and up and down and all this kind of thing. So it helps for me to kind of to fixate on something and finish it. But yeah, I think also just being here has just opened my world up a lot, because I had very specific feelings back in Atlanta, and now I have a lot of different feelings here. There's a lot more um, excitement and uh, kind of like worldliness and adventure. I have like a more adventurous spirit here because I'm doing new things all the time. Whereas in Atlanta, I felt we were there for about 6 years. I started to feel a little bit stuck just in not that I was like, at the top of the city,
yeah,
in terms of like not by any means, but there was just something about because I was there already for so long and then I started doing music like 2 years or 3 years before I left. Um, I felt a little I don't know, like a lot of my songs that I wrote before I left felt more um dour, I guess. Like they had a little bit more of a sullenness to them and
yeah.
then
Well, as you said, when you moved to London, you kind of it was a whole new experience, wasn't it? Whereas if you're living somewhere for such a long period of time, like even 6 years, although some people might think, oh yeah, that's not very long, but six
yeah.
years is actually quite a long time. And when you're living there for quite a while and you're experiencing the same things over and over and over again, you kind of get into a bit of into a drought, don't you?
Yeah, and it's like I had a job that I liked, but like I don't like having nobody likes having a job really. So it was like any job I ever had, I was like, this sucks. Like this is such a dead end thing. Even if I was having a good time for the most part, but it was like just kind of stuff like that where I was getting that restlessness
Mm,
of like needing to do something new. And then like when we decided that we were gonna move here, like that's when I wrote Anywhere. And that
yeah,
like it just came out of me like so quickly. Like all these songs on this album I wrote so fast. Like they like Rain happened really, really quickly, Selfish happened really quickly. Like I was able to like knock out the writing portion of these songs in like one day or like a couple
Okay.
hours or something like that. Like and that was great. And then also yeah, and it changed my production technique as well because like I used to do, you know, 20 mixes on a song and I was just tweaking knobs and stuff like that. This album, like the process of this, because I set a deadline for myself. I was like, this is going to come out on my birthday. Like, because why not? It's an arbitrary day. Like, let's just put it out that day. But doing that made me commit to like when the song feels done, it's done. Like, there's
Yeah.
no more, because otherwise you can just tweak knobs and like slightly alter things forever, but it's like if that's all you're doing, then the song's finished.
Yeah.
So that helped me a lot too, and it's something that I've been working on some new stuff as well, like the same feeling applies. Like I know when to kind of call it quits essentially and be like,
Yeah.
this is ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we move on to part two, um, is there any advice that you can give to any new musicians that are wanting to start out or perhaps been going for a little bit but don't know how to progress? Any advice?
Yeah, I think the main thing that has helped me so much is to go out and play.
Mm.
Like find an open mic, find something where you're going to be around other musicians, because it just will simply make you better. The more you play, the less nervous you'll be when you perform, because that was huge for me for a long time. I was in Atlanta especially, like I would even just for an open mic, like doing two songs, I would be nervous all day.
Mm.
I sick to my stomach. I couldn't like I'd be rehearsing the whole time, like, and because I was new, I'd only started
Yeah.
doing it, like I only had done it for a year or two before we moved. Um, but yeah, like the more you play live, like the more it becomes normal, like part of your
Mm.
routine. Um, the more comfortable you be, and but yeah, like just being around other musicians is so beneficial. You'll get so many ideas. Most musicians are so nice because
Yeah.
everybody is sensitive and they want to be heard and they want to be friends, and it's like they just want to share their experiences and their feelings and stuff like that. Like but you just have to get out of your bedroom. Like that is the main thing. And I was in my bedroom for, like, God, how old am I now? 29? Like 20 years or almost like 15 years essentially. Like that's like I
Yeah.
I only ever played guitar in my room. I played drums live because I was in the school thing, but like we would have like recitals and concerts and stuff like that. But like I never played guitar live. I never sang live until I was 26. And then but
Mhm.
like I could have been doing that the whole time, and like where I never know, like, it's not good to look back on stuff like that, but it's like who knows what I could have been doing if I started playing live and like posting videos of myself when I was in uni. Like it's just like
Mhm.
don't you
Yeah.
can't if you really want to do this, you can't hold yourself back. Like you have to just do it and know that everybody's nervous, everybody is insecure, and everybody also just wants that connection. So you gotta just
Yeah.
put yourself out there. Like you have to be brave about it and do it. And then the more you do it, the easier it'll get.
I mean, just a bit of a insight. I know I sit here and I feel I look like I'm a little bit confident and know loads of stuff about the music industry, and I've been a musician for ages, and um, but like even musicians that look like they're confident and feel and seem like they feel confident playing is not always the case actually. Like
Yeah.
I work at a school, and I I had not played live properly since actually a year on that day
Hmm.
from when because I was performing and playing guitar with the student, and did a set with the same student a year after as well,
Hmm.
and after that after that set, like, I did all the sound checks, did all the rehearsing, did rehearsing for ages beforehand, weeks beforehand, was all fine, and then on the day the guitar part I didn't mess up, but the harmonies and the vocal backing vocals that I was doing, I completely missed my cue, didn't do them, and after that my hand was like shaking, and
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you're not doing it regularly, as you're saying, and just going out doing it, immersing yourself in it, you will then have that
Yeah.
moment more than once.
Yeah, and I think it's good for because like me right now, I host open mics as well, and I always play when I go. Like I'll open up the night, I'll play first, and I've been getting super comfortable with not rehearsing at all. Just bringing my guitar, showing up, being like, these are the two songs I'll play, and then just playing them. And I think
Hmm.
the less for me, like I'm a very anxious person. I overthink everything. The less I think about music, the better I do.
Yeah,
Um, and obviously, like everyone has to find like whatever thing works for them as well. But yeah, like you said, like you some people who act confident not always are. Like that was a big one for me. I just talked about this on another podcast that I did, but yeah, like I've even just the past few months, I've been
mm,
something has switched in me where I'm just acting more like I know what I'm doing, and I'm trying to be more of an entertainer. I'm trying to
yeah,
dance around a little bit more. I'm trying to, headbang and stuff like that if it calls for it, and that makes you better, like you
yeah,
like thinking and acting like you're better. Like there's so many people who you put it on, and
yeah,
then you're on stage and that's your stage persona, and then you can go back to being shy when you're off stage. But
yeah.
people don't want to see shy people on stage for the most
No,
part, like they want to be entertained, they want escapism,
yeah,
they want to be wowed, and I want to wow people, like,
yeah,
so that's what you have to do. You have to put it on, and then eventually you'll get comfortable with that, and then it will become you.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it will. It will. 100%. And again, it's that kind of thing of just building confidence. And
Hmm.
you do just have to go out and perform as much as possible to then build that confidence.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get on to more about that one in part two when we listen to your songs.
Okay.
Before we go, would you like to plug your Instagram or anything?
Yeah. Yeah. My Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's all Chris Hart music. CHRISHART music. It might be Chris Hart Music One on YouTube. Um, and then yeah, Chris Hart on Spotify. My album Anywhere just came out, and I've got a bunch of gigs in July. So if you guys would like to stay updated with me on that, give me a follow.
There you go. And of course, like everything else, you can go and follow Melody Music at Melody and Music Official. I think that's the same across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, I think. Um,
Mhm.
I'd be very lucky if it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for joining for part one. And we'll see you in part two to listen to some of Chris's songs. See you then.